Hello and welcome to another video about astrology and about something else, because I'm not alone here. Today I have a good friend of mine here, Jacqueline, and today I want to talk about astrology and I want to talk about loverboys. And first of all, Jacqueline, can you explain what you do?
Oh, thank you. Yes, I can. I guess. I hope. My English is not very good, so I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Well,
I'm so glad that you're here. I forgot even to say that. I'm glad you're here.
Okay, thank you. I work in Holland, in the Netherlands, and I work with girls and young women from 11 till 23. And they all have questions about identity and sexuality, and the questions they have can come from light, so that the girls want to talk about sex, or their mothers want them to talk about sex because they don't with the mothers. I can see girls who have been raped, who can, or girls who are very extravagant, is that a word? And walk like, and then other people say, it's not good what you do, but they don't listen to the mothers, or, you know, and boys see how they walk and they will come to them. So I talk with them. Or
so you see the whole range, you can say.
Whole range, and then yes, I also see girls who have a relationship with boys from who they know it's not a good boy, but I'm so in love with him. Yes, sometimes it could be that the boy will hit them. But on the other side, they say, I'm so in love, I can't leave him, what should I do? So then I'm going to talk about that with them and do some exercises and all stuff. And, or should I say therapeutic interventions? Interventions, yes. And I also see victims of loverboys.
What is that exactly?
A loverboy is a boy who makes a girl fall in love with him.
So who is very charming then? No?
Could be, yes, or could be not. It depends on what the girl needs.
Okay.
A loverboy is someone who can watch really closely, and he might see that the girl is desperate for attention. So he gives it to her. Or it might be that the girl is kind of loose, and then he gives her borders, and then that's what she needs, and then that's why she falls in love with him. And what he does that because he wants her to work for him in prostitution. So,
so these are the heavy cases.
Yes, and that leads to human trafficking. So I see dead girls as well, and then we have they have traumas where I work with. Yeah.
Okay, so that's a lot to do.
Sorry for the long story.
Now, a bit of astrology here, because I want to see that, or I think it's interesting for viewers to know why if we talk about sexuality, if we talk about intimacy, because you're dealing with that, right? You're dealing with sexuality, you're dealing with intimacy, you're dealing with crossing someone's boundaries.
Yes,
in a very
negative
way.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting. You said, okay, Veerle, you can have a look at my chart and you can talk about this. If there is something in my chart that that is significant about these subjects as well.
Yeah.
And there was. And I know that there is a lot of contradiction in astrology when it is about sexuality, because they all think it's Scorpio. And she's a Leo. She has the sun in Leo. And so Leo is definitely a sign that is all about self-expression, that is all about identity. And I heard you talking a lot about identity.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a Leo trait. Talking about identity, and also you have, very interestingly enough, as well, the moon in Scorpio and your rising sign in the first house. opposing Saturn. Now this is, I know it's Latin for her and she's really thinking, but what this says to me is exactly what she's doing and working with these girls or young women, because the moon in Scorpio is all about, I want to go very deep, and that's what you do, and you are dealing with women in crises, and you are trying to transform them and give them their boundaries back. I think that's basically what you're doing. Not always giving them back when they're very young girls. They're in the middle of their identity process.
It's kind of helping them explore themselves.
Yeah.
And look for who they are.
Okay. Yeah. So that's very interesting. You can see it in her chart that this is something very, emotions is good, boundaries is good, but how do you balance this out? How do you balance, the moon is your needs, is what you need in life, and how not become too needy, because that's what these women or young women often are, very needy, and how do you do healthy boundaries? So and what I wanted to ask is that do you see that these girls, their backgrounds, is there a specific way that you say, look, it's always that background that they're coming from, or no?
Yeah, I can tell something about it. I think that
the upbringing.
What? The upbringing. Until you're 12, you have a kind of base for your identity building, and when it's going average, which is by none of us, because nobody is average. But when it's something not really like it should go, like sometimes. It's important that a girl, we're talking about girls here, but you can also, I talk about girls, but you can also relate it to boys. If you don't learn your girl or your boy, or for yourself what you want, learn to say no in the first 12 years of your identity development, then something goes wrong, and it can have all kind of causes, You could be...
so you mean the parents, that you can do everything. You can do everything. I never say no to you. Christmas, 20 presents. Yeah, right.
Exact. Or it's the other way around. You know, when you are a top sporter, is that a word? Top sport?
Yeah, I understand.
Or you are a ballet dancer. They teach you not to listen to your boundaries, and so you ignore them. And it's your greatest gift to listen to yourself, listen to your feelings, and sometimes parents don't allow you to, or culture or something, and then it's going wrong. And then what happens? But it could also be something in the family, parents who go divorce, or you have a boy who a brother who is very around, and then all the attention goes to him, and the girl isn't seen. All that kind of stuff. Everything.
Many situations.
Life is happening. Everything can come.
Yes.
It's not that the parents are. It's the fault, but you pay attention. That's it. Well, something like that happens, and you're not coming strong out of it, and you fall in love when you are 14, 15, 16 for the first time with someone who is stronger and you think has all the things you have not. Then instead of your going into your own development of identity, is that a word? You take his.
You copy paste.
Yeah, you copy paste. No, you're not copy paste. You really are him.
Okay.
It's not copy paste. You
dissolve.
Him. Yeah, you dissolve. Dissolve. That's a nice word. That's it.
Yes, that's Neptune, of course.
Yeah, and that is that Neptune.
Neptune. That's Neptune.
Okay. Nep is the same word as fake in Dutch, so
it's
a really good word. So what happens is when I talk to a girl who really falls for a guy and there is a change of identities. When I ask her, what's your favorite color? And then she says, I don't know. But when I ask what's his favorite color, and then she knows, she will answer it's blue or something. So that's what's happening, and that's the issue.
Okay, it's very interesting because I saw a bit the same in astrology. So I had some dates who you can find on YouTube, because there are some videos about lover boys and about some young girls who have gone through that process. And so I took a look at their horoscopes, and because that information is available, it's just, their date of birth, and you can just have a look. And actually I saw the same as what you're saying. There's not something specifically in the horoscope that will say, okay, you're going to be a victim here. What I did see was that it was very often a combination of an afflicted moon, and an afflicted moon can be thousands of things. A moon that is not really happy there, that could be, and together with that, because that could be a moon with Uranus, it could be a moon with Pluto, it could be a moon with Neptune, it could be a moon with even Saturn. So, but on the other hand, it was also the fact that there was with Venus and Pluto, with Venus and Mars, always something going on. These are the love planets, Venus and Mars. And whenever they're hit by in a difficult aspect with Pluto, Neptune, or Saturn, there is this possibility that these people are going to have trouble with boundaries, especially with Neptune. So the story of lover boys, I always saw a very strong Neptune in the chart of these girls, like Neptune on their Mars, so they attract men who are very... I think when I hear some stories of Jacqueline, it's very often that someone infiltrates in their world. They are very manipulative.
Very.
They know exactly what you want, and they deal with that. They play with that.
Yes.
And that's very Neptune-like. So I think in other cases of sexual abuse, it would rather be Pluto, for instance, because Pluto is it's like more raping and... so that happens only once, for instance, that's another crime, you could say. But with lover boys, I did see a lot of Neptune going on. So that's very interesting to see also how it works. And especially with the word dissolving that we said. So me and you, we're just one, and I want to be just totally into you. And now, of course, this is not only happening to young girls, because a lot of women of 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 can have these kind of experiences, I suppose.
Yeah.
But let's just stick here with the area of lover boys. Could you say how is it, or why is it that, let's say I'm a young parent of a young woman of 14 years old, how come that I cannot see that in advance? Or is there something that you could advise for parents, or for a friend, or for a niece or a cousin or an aunt who sees this, and that you say these are signs that your daughter or your son, even, as you say, it doesn't always happen to girls? No. I suppose
no, it can also be boys. Yes,
boys,
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And boys
women can be real bitches.
Oh yes, of course. I said boys can do it to them. Okay, of course.
Yes, of course. It can also be.
It's no gender in being a bitch.
No,
being
absolutely
annoying.
No.
Okay, so do you understand what I'm trying to ask? It's a difficult one, I think.
It's difficult, but the most important thing, I guess, is what I want to say, that everybody wants to be seen. Mm-hmm. So
Leo,
shining, but not. That doesn't mean you want to be looked at. You want to be seen, and it's not the outside; it's the inner side. Mm-hmm. So that's the thing, I guess, because a lot of parents see their children as small, as my little one, They don't see them, they look at them, and they see, they might be aware of their growing up, but it's not internalized. And what happens is that they will talk about girls or boys playing outside, but in the meantime, the girl is falling in love and having breasts and the love of her life, maybe the wrong one, is seeing it, and the parents don't. You know, you have to be aware and to be in contact with your girl or with your boy, so that you are aware of in what phase of life they are in.
Okay, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
So you actually also, if I understand it right, saying that sometimes we as a parent only see what we want to see. We see
exactly.
because we want them to stay little quite often, and because of that we don't give them power. And I think this is typically for a mum. I mean, you know, mum can be a bit clingy, and you know, I want them to be the way that I want them to be.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, astrologically is more a bit platonic, you could say, or trying to keep them as they are, and not seeing that they're already, you know,
a woman.
Yes.
Sometimes,
yes.
even, you know.
So how do we do it? We talk with them, or we take our time?
Well, I think it's really important that you give your children confidence of their, that you show it, and it's important that you understand. My daughter is not my friend, so you be
exactly.
That's really important. You know, you have to keep it straight.
Yes.
And the best lesson, I think, is if you take, as a mother, I would say, if you can take care of yourself and you can say no, and you can show who you are, or you can, even if you can say yes to what you like, that's even for some women more difficult than to say no. That's important. You have to be an example for your daughter. So if you yourself are in a relationship in which you are dependent and struggling and not happy, then it's difficult for your daughter to have a healthy relationship. Yeah. So I think you should look at that.
Yeah, that's
look at
very
yourself.
Interesting. It's
look at yourself before you work for yourself before you work.
Write it down. Work on myself.
Yeah. Before you say to your daughter all that stuff, and you should better show it and tell it.
Yeah. Okay. Walk your talk.
That's a good one. Show it. Don't say it.
Yes. Walk your talk.
Walk your talk.
Walk your talk. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Interesting. And another thing, what else did I wanted to say, or is there anything that you want to say or that you want to share that I didn't ask? And because I don't want to make this video too long, but
well, I don't know. I have so much to tell. So
I know. Maybe we can make a sequel if you guys would and girls and women and men would like this type of video. And you find it interesting, we can dig a little bit deeper. And
then I will do a course in English.
Yes.
You
don't. It doesn't matter. I understand you. They will as well.
Okay.
They will as well.
Well, and another thing I would like to tell is you should not only raise your girls but also your boys.
Yes.
Because that's very important. Raise your boys.
Yes.
Like you want them to be a good man. That's very important.
Yes. So that was the thing that I forgot to ask.
Because I was wondering, when you told all this stuff about Neptune, what if you have a boy who has it?
He can have exactly the same.
Yeah, but it's not that like he's the Satan or something.
No. No, that's a good thing that you bring up here, because otherwise men would feel like always pointing the finger. That's a very good one that you bring this up. In astrology, of course, a man can have moon Neptune as well, and I've seen many clients who are men and who seem to be very strong on the outside and who just are way too good, and they lose themselves, and all of a sudden it's too much, and they break up, etc. But an interesting thing is that in astrology with men who do these crimes, you know, and I'm talking about now the more severe things.
Yeah.
You see it as well in the horoscope with the same aspects. So the same. So you see the same energies in the horoscope. So you see the same Mars with the Neptune or with the Saturn. So it's like they're having the same pains.
And that's exactly what I also tell everyone. You can what I see the victim and.
Yes, the one who does it, but I don't find the word either.
Well, if I have all the aspects, then you can just shove. Hoe zeg je dat? Over elkaar schuiven?
Crossing.
Yeah, you can cross them. It's the same.
Yes,
mostly it's the same.
Yes,
yeah, that's true.
So that's why, as well, I think it's a good thing to say, what can we do? You know, I have a 13-year-old boy.
Yeah.
You have 2 sons as well.
Yeah.
What can we do as a mum to just show them? To be, healthy with boundaries as well. I think it's the same, isn't it?
Yes, it's the same. Yeah.
So, and do you think that for a boy, it's more the I'm not going to say the job of the father, but is that different? Do you think? In showing them what the boundaries are, what the respect is for a young.
Well, it's a good question. It's a long answer, I guess, but I think the father and the mother are very important for both. I think the father is, if you look in it in a traditional way, you have all kind of relationships with 2 men, 2 women. But let's start to the traditional thing. The father is the one who is giving the confidence, and the mother is for the caressing. So it's both is a very good aspect and important. So you have to be in a kind of balance with each other.
In astrology, the mother is the moon, and the father is the sun.
Yeah.
So makes sense.
Yeah.
And astrology is therefore a very good tool to see how it, normally should be.
Yeah.
And yes. So, thank you very much.
Oh,
thank you very much. This was a very interesting talk. I hope you find it interesting as well.
Hope you understand it.
And absolutely. So, thank you very much for your time, for coming over here. And if you find this interesting, just please share this video and leave me some comments so we can maybe make a sequel.
Work on it.
Yeah, we all work on it.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.